Here comes a new challenger!
Hello there everyone and welcome to the Byleth analysis round 3, I guess, because this is the third one I'm making on this character. However, the last two ones was kind of like, the first one's kind of sucked, and then the second one was like a revision of that first one. So this is round 2, essentially. But my opinions have changed on this character, even before the patch, which I'll also go over a little bit and touch on. But my opinions have slightly changed on Byleth, and why I think this character is potentially high tier. Obviously, MKLeo is probably just carrying the character, but I do have a feeling that this character is a very strong character and kind of slept on, obviously because, well, I mean, let's just talk about the issues right away. Mainly it's speed, airspeed, and sometimes weak hitboxes for moves that really shouldn't be weak, like this, right, or this, or how this move isn't really all that great because if you're DIing it the right way, then there's not much Byleth can get off, right? However, there are some tricks to dealing with that and some stuff I want to talk about, you know, but overall, oh, and the fact that he has a tether recovery. Now, whilst it is one of the longest ones in the game, I believe the longest, and you can also latch onto the wall. So if like you're down here, you can do that. You know, while he does have those things, obviously, you know, some people find tether recovery as a weakness. I do personally, because as long as you have a lingering hitbox that covers this area, like as an example, K. Rool Nair, then there's not much you can do about that. But still, overall, oh, and this character does have like this isn't really that great of a projectile, and what else, not the greatest kill confirms. However, let's talk about it. So Byleth is, in my opinion, a strong character. What has changed my mind, one of the things that I had issues with before is essentially how Byleth, you know, was slow, and yeah, had these very strong hitboxes, but like those are mainly reads, right? Character got no real combos or whatever the case may be. Those were my thoughts essentially in the beginning, but then my opinion sort of changed after learning about instant double jumping. And for those who don't know, instant double jumping, I'm not really good at it myself, but it's essentially you do your double jump as low to the ground as possible, which I should probably set my L trigger for that. But essentially you can do a rising full hop aerial, but instead of it being a full hop, it's your double jump, which means you get the max amount of damage from a full hop, and you know, you lose your double jump. But if you know what you're doing, if you know how you're comboing, you can essentially get a lot of damage just from, well, double jump nairs, instant double jump nairs, right? Because this nair is pretty stupid, especially out of shield. Like out of shield, you know, you can get a grab. You can also get a dash attack later, even at later percents. You can get a dash attack pretty consistently. But just be mindful to drift back a little bit, because if you drift too forward, sometimes they'll go forward and sometimes they'll end up right behind you. So be wary of that, okay? But still, you can essentially nair out of shield and get an instant dash attack. I don't know why I'm not getting it now. I'm being seen like a liar, but there you go. So you can like on shield, pretty good, and the nair itself, you know, it's not that small. I mean, it's small, but like, you know, it's pretty standard for most nairs, but it's pretty good, especially, you know, like I said, once you get the hit, they're basically eating a dash attack or whatever you throw at them, right? Or you put them in a tech chase situation, whatever the case may be, and if they don't tech, they're in an even worse spot, because now you can just read their option and punish accordingly with something very powerful, be it like side B, F smash, a down tilt, up air, right? The classic. So there you go. Of course, you can always go for back hit of up tilt, but only at low percents. But still, overall, some pretty nice stuff. Now, let's talk about some things that I was wrong about. Mainly getting no combos from this move. Now, while it is true that there's still an angle in which they can DI that is kind of hard to get anything out of, it's not impossible to combo off of up B. Especially if the distance is not max distance. Alright, because essentially the knockback is dependent not just on the percent, but on the distance Byleth is from whence he grabs you. So like here is different from just there, or even there, you know, like at the shortest distance possible. And because of that, you know, with lower distance covered, you can instant double jump and get like a side B, for instance, or instant double jump back here, right? Obviously, when you're relying or reading your opponent based on what option they do, and especially at earlier like a later percent, once they start, you know, get launched down, then you have to do other options. But overall, I would say that up B isn't actually useless, and because of the buffs it got, it's now an actual auto shield option. So now you can go for things like, or like out of shield, you can go for something like this, or you can go for something like this, right? Especially if you catch their DI, you know, they're gonna be sent flying straight up to the blast zone, right? Or if you're like on the top plat of Battlefield, for instance, you could just cheese them and go for like side B, right? Get some cheese kills like that. But still, not that bad. Of course, another thing you can do out of shield is down air. I'm going to talk about down air a little bit, but essentially, overall, I did get some things wrong about Byleth. And I feel like with Nair being such a strong tool as it is, yeah, Byleth may not be that fast, but if you're worried about distance covered, you can just initial dash everywhere. You know what I mean? And initial dashing everywhere ain't that bad to do. Obviously, using a normal dash versus this, it's kind of less goofy and all that. But there are things you can do that, or sorry, how do I put this? Like, initial dashing everywhere isn't such a bad idea if you're just covering more distance, right? So really, I don't really see the issue with that. Another thing is attack canceling. Attack canceling with this character is actually kind of good. Now, for those who don't know what attack canceling is, if you cancel any hit with a jump, that's all right, there you go. So let's put it this way. All right, I'm gonna do a jab, and then on the next frame I'm gonna mash jump. All right, never mind, I did not. All right, so as an example, this is a normal nair, right? I always kind of drift forward, but an attack cancel nair, you sort of just stop in place and go up. There you go, like that. That can help you in situations where, say your opponent's on a platform or whatever, and they're wanting to run away. You can catch them with, say, your up air. You can, or nair or whatever, you can get combos because of that. Because with a normal nair where you try to pull back, you're still going forward, so you're not really going to catch them all that well. But if you go for an attack cancel nair, you can drift yourself much better going back. And like I mentioned, if they get caught by the nair, that's a combo. Up air, that's juggling right then and there. So, you know, that's some other stuff that I failed to mention in that original Byleth analysis. Another thing that I want to mention are the buffs real quickly. Like I said, I suggest watching my previous Byleth analysis, which will be in the outro of this video, because some of those points still do apply to this character. However, one of the things that I am happy with is this down air change because you can do down air out of shield, and most people would likely shield that down air, and it makes their shield so minuscule that they're afraid to shield again. And because of that, I feel that if you get away with that, you don't need to break their shield. Just do it once. Just hit their shield once. Now they're afraid to shield. And if they're afraid to shield, obviously you could try catching them with another one and break their shield. And obviously if you pop their shield, I mean, at very low percents, you could just, hold on, let me show this real quick. Let's put the other Byleth at like 20. So like, let's say you break their shield. They die 20, right? Possibly even less so depending on the weight, and you know, more so depending on the weight, of course. But what makes it so good is that you have these very linear fair and bear, right? They're pretty much just a straight line. But this means that you can easily shield poke a character's shield, right? Which is really good, especially if after you hit that down air, which means that, say they're afraid, you know, they're afraid you're gonna hit them with something, boom, you pop them around the head. Especially at kill percent, because these, you know, not fair, but mainly bear kills exceptionally early. You put this sort of mindset on the opponent that, you know, they don't want to shield because anything could just break it. However, if they do decide to shield, well, then they're still going to get hit anyways, right? So even if they try to use their one defensive option, they're going to get hit. Or if, say, they try to roll or spot dodge, and you know they have a roll or spot dodge habit, you can obviously go for an air, combo off of it, get the kill confirm in the dash attack, you know, and they buffed other things that I did want for the character. You know, they made side B safer on shield, right? That's nice, that's good. All right, as long as you get the tipper, that's nice. I like that. They made up B faster, all right, and changes launch angle at higher percentage, which, by the way, on Battlefield, you could easily cheese stocks for going with something like this, where you can go for something like that and cheese like kill certain characters at like ridiculous percents. Obviously, if you read their DI, they're basically dead, especially if you hit them with the sour spot, because that's the sweet spot. But the sour spot sends at this weird upward angle that just kills so absurdly early. So if you can catch that, it's kind of hard, because man, does this thing spike good. But if you catch it, they die extremely early. So yeah, you want to kind of aim for the sour spot in those cases, but I cannot seem to get it right now. Yeah, no, it's just giving me the spike. That's crazy. But still, you kind of get the point, right? So there's some cheese kills. I already mentioned one cheese kill in my gimmicks video, which will also be linked at the end of this, because hey, I want you to watch my other content, not just watch one. Jeez, I'm fumbling my words, aren't I? But yeah, essentially what I'm trying to get at here is that there are some things I failed to mention in that previous Byleth analysis because I just didn't know or didn't think they were viable for the character. But instant double jumping, very good. It essentially means you'll get 50 to 60% combos, and that's great because that's basically kill range for Byleth. You know what I mean? Or say like F smash at ledge. F smash at ledge is stupid. All right, because if they're, now this is only a purely offline thing, I just want to stress that this is purely offline, but you can just literally hold charge this, and whatever option they take, you can react to it, and they lose their stock at like 40 or 60 because you're already charging that. You know, not to mention up smash is pretty stupid. Even on like if the person's above you, they can't punish this. Even on shield, there's just no way of punishing that. So that's pretty stupidly good. The only thing that kind of sucks about Byleth, obviously, are this. Sure, you can go for some gimmicks like this. You can even kind of make it a little bit less laggy, because, like, as an example, that's me holding shield. And then here's me holding shield, except I fall through a platform. Or sometimes you just won't fall through a platform. It's really weird how Amir works. You know? But if you stay on the platform, it's even less laggy. So there you go. Or you just go right through. You know, there's some gimmicks to this character, some dumb gimmicks, but like that move's like pretty much a useless move. And so it's kind of down smash outside of like maybe a shield break punish. You could possibly go for something like let me show you. Like at ledge, say you kind of, if they're like putting you in the corner, if they hold shield, you can sort of go for a down smash and try to push yourself off the ledge, right? But that's only like if you're super at ledge, and even then, like, it's not really a risk worth taking, because if you don't get pushed off, well then you're gonna get punished, you know what I mean? I don't even think it's the first hit, I think it's the second hit, which makes it even more weirder. No? It's just like, no, not even. You can push yourself, but it's like against bigger characters, you know? So it's possible, but down smash is really only good for like catching people off guard and maybe break their shield. It's frame 12, I believe, which is pretty good. You know, Sephiroth is frame 13, his down smash, and that breaks shields. So does this one. So I guess it's not like too bad, but obviously it goes both sides, and you're gonna react to that second especially. So yeah, and Byleth is super punishable. But overall, in terms of like the rest of the toolkit, pretty good. I kind of underestimated Byleth. I feel like Byleth is much stronger than I initially thought. And yeah, I do still have issues. I wish this had either armor or could actually kill, you know, or I wish that, for instance, Up B was still better at comboing. But overall, I definitely misjudged this character heavily. There's more to it than meets the eye, and you know, I'm really happy with how Byleth turned out. I think Byleth is an extremely good character. I think Byleth, well, I mean, extremely good character in terms of like what we thought originally. I think the character's high tier. Nair is busted, you know, and yeah, no, I think that people should at least give Byleth a try. Byleth is just one of those characters where it's like you have to give a try to kind of like understand what makes the character fun, but this character can be fun. I mean, like, something I like to do is something like landing Nair, back throw, instant dash attack. You know, that catches people sometimes, especially like heavier characters are gonna get caught by that, you know. So it is what it is. Like, that's really good. Of course, now that this is out of shield, you can use that. You can also combo off of it. I guess I should have mentioned that too. Like, you can now combo into it, like out of shield Nair, which is pretty crazy now. Like, that was basically all true. The only thing that was not true was just that final hit, you know. But still, pretty cool, pretty good, I'd say. So yeah, maybe you should give Byleth a try. I've definitely been playing the character more. I've been playing a lot of the characters more because I want to give my opinions on them and my thoughts and what I think. And yeah, so this is kind of like the first round 2, I guess, that I'll be making, not counting like my Little Mac one, I guess, also. But still, I hope you enjoyed this brief little new analysis, reanalysis of Byleth. Hopefully people actually start trying out this character more. I don't think this character is bad at all. I don't even think MKLeo is just carrying the character. I think MKLeo is definitely carrying the character to be like seen as like a top, like MKLeo makes Byleth look like a top tier, you know what I mean? Like, that's basically what I'm trying to say. But I don't think that he's fully just carrying this character. I think this character is very strong, and people just need to realize it more. Because while yes, speed can be an issue, I don't throw my time playing this character and watching VODs of this character and all this sort of stuff, and playing against this character, I definitely underestimated Byleth. So yeah, that's my quick little analysis, reanalysis. I don't know what I'm gonna call it until I call it. But yeah, hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Let's get to 1,000 before the end of the year. Peace!
Coming through, partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning dread, ha.